And I thank the member for McKellar. The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I give the call to the member for Bennelong.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I thank the member for Curtin for drawing attention to this important health issue and allowing us all the opportunity to speak on it. In September last year, the Cancer Council published the results of their Generation Vape study, which looked into the use of vaping products by young people in New South Wales aged between 14 and 17 years old. This study found that 32% of 14 to 17-year-olds had used vaping products. More than half of that group knew that the vape they used contained nicotine, and most of these teenagers found it very easy to access vapes. It is clear that the regulations on vaping are not preventing vaping products from being accessed by the general public and our kids. My daughters are nearly 12 years old. My son's 8. I don't want one of them to be able to freely and openly access a product that is illegal to them. Current laws are co-administered by the Commonwealth and state and territory legislation and allow smokers to obtain these products solely for smoking cessation, following consultation and prescription from a medical practitioner. Those products can only be lawfully supplied by pharmacies in Australia. Well, we all know that's not the case. In my own electorate of Bennelong, you can walk into countless tobacconists and convenience stores and purchase nicotine vapes. I know this is the case not only in my electorate, but right throughout Australia. Clearly, a shadow market of vaping product exists, and they're being easily accessed unlawfully by children, adolescents and adults alike without any prescription. To be honest though, it's not really a shadow market or an underground market. It's out there for everybody to see. Tobacconists openly display huge neon signs advertising their vaping products. This illegal trade of vaping products brings serious concerns about this gateway to smoking and nicotine addiction and the long-term health implications of nicotine use. The Australian National University found their review of global evidence of the health risk of vaping products that there is strong evidence that never smokers who use e-cigarettes are nearly 3 times as likely to take up cigarette smoking than those who never use e-cigarettes, and they form a dependence on nicotine. And the danger is that many young people think that vaping is safer than cigarette use. I mean, why wouldn't you? They're marketed to the young. The vaping device can be colourful, it can light up, and for some it can be a stylish accessory. Then you go into the flavours, and a quick browse online shows you can get blue raspberry, Fuji apple strawberry, nectarine. I don't know how they fit all of those flavours into one vape, but they do, and even Granny Smith. As relatively new products, the health implications of vaping are relatively unknown. However, this lack of information does not mean that they're safe. We know that e-cigarette users are exposed to chemicals and toxins that can harm their health. We know that vaping usage can cause throat irritation, cough, dizziness, headaches, nausea, serious burns and injuries, nicotine poisoning and lung injury, which can sometimes be fatal. And they're the only implications that we know of. There's not enough information to understand the impacts of vaping on conditions such as cancer, cardiovascular disease, reproductive health and mental health. Many constituents have contacted our office urging me to reach out to the government to take further action, which is why we have. The Health Minister announced that the TGA would undertake public consultation process on potential reforms to regulate nicotine vaping products late last year. And we heard of some of those measures by the member for Curtin and the member for McKellar and the member for Macarthur. We need to understand where the current regulatory framework fails and what action governments can take to curb the unlawful supply of these products, to create a regulated source of these products, to strengthen the product standard to make them unattractive to children and adolescents, and to clarify the status of nicotine vaping as therapeutic goods to ensure that the regulatory framework captures any vaping product containing nicotine. Labor governments have a proud history implementing world-leading anti-smoking policies. It was us who brought in plain packaging legislation, which was then a world first. I'm confident we'll continue to work hard with industry stakeholders and the general public to protect my kids and our kids and friends from this dangerous product. will continue to take decisive action in this priority health area. Thank you.